This is a tutorial for one method of creating large time signatures in MuseScore Studio 4. This can be a useful feature for orchestral works or for some larger ensemble works which are conducted, especially where there are frequent changes to the time signature. I would recommend that you do this to your time signatures right at the end of the project, because if you do want to further down the line change one of your time signatures or add a time signature, then you will need to do this process again. Before we start, first go over to the Properties panel and make sure that the setting to show invisible items is turned on. Also, if you need to create instrumental parts for your score, either create an entirely separate copy of your score so that the parts can be formatted separately, or you will need to go into each of your parts and desynchronize the time signatures with the main score. Do this in each part by highlighting all of the time signatures, and then in the Properties panel, go to the heading which says Score and Part Synchronization, and switch both of these sliders for position and style and appearance to the grey position. This will mean that any changes that you make to the time signatures on the full score will not affect the parts in any way. You'll notice that the time signatures in the parts now display as orange when they are selected instead of blue. The first thing you want to do is to select all of the time signatures in your score. Start by clicking on any time signature. Then right-click, hover over Select and choose More. From here we need to uncheck this box, make sure all of these boxes are unchecked, and for the action choose Add to Selection, then click OK. This should have highlighted all of the time signatures in your score. An alternative way to do this is to Control-click on one of the time signatures, and then if you right-click on that time signature, when you hover over Select, it should come up with the option for Similar. Now firstly, we want to make them all invisible. We can do this in the Properties panel by unchecking Visible, or alternatively, we could use the shortcut V, which toggles visibility. Click away in any blank space to deselect them. You should still be able to see the time signatures in pale grey. Next, we need to make the top row of time signatures visible again. To do this, hold Ctrl and left-click one of the top time signatures. This should have highlighted the time signature in the top stave only, whilst all the others remain unselected. Now we need to right-click on the time signature again, hover over Select, and this time select Similar on this stave. To make them visible again, go back over to the Properties panel and recheck the Visible box. Or alternatively, use the keyboard shortcut V again. Keeping this top row of time signatures highlighted, go back over to the Properties panel. Under the heading for time signature, we can increase the scale. In this example, I'm using 130%. Whatever degree of enlargement your score requires, just make sure that both values are the same. Now, if we click on Appearance, another pop-up will appear, which should give us the option to offset the position of the time signatures. If you change this value to a negative number, then they should be positioned above the stave. If we click away to deselect everything, and hide invisible items, we can now see what the score will look like. If you need another row of time signatures above a different stave in your score, you can just repeat this process. Turn invisible items to show, Control-click on the time signature on the stave that you want to transform, right-click, select, Similar on this stave, V to make them visible, increase the scale, then go to Appearance and change this value to a negative number. If once you've completed this process, anything's jumping around on the score, such as this slur here which has been pushed out of position, turn off automatic placement over here in the Properties panel again, then they will snap back to where they should be, and you can then adjust manually using arrow keys if necessary. And that's it! I hope that this tutorial was helpful, and thank you for watching.